with Wayne Ramsey. You didn't get a win, but you come home with the top 10 here at Martinsville after coming through a heat race. Not all bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. Car was about as clean as I ever left Martinsville with one. Start that deep in the field and get a top 10. That's pretty good day. Man, we had a motor start laying down on us the second half of the race. Just didn't have the power I needed. That was to get me to the front. Car handled great the whole race. Just motor went down, and we're not sure exactly what it was. No miss, just felt like the motor went flat on me, and we're gonna see what we can come up with that and try to remedy that problem. But man, what can I say? The FTJ guys, they put a good car under me. The biggest hiccup we had the whole weekend was qualifying. You know, if we could have qualified better, wouldn't have used up as much car and been up there battling with the guys. But like I said, finished top 10 here at Martinsville, just out of a heat race, so that's not all bad.
Okay, and then now everybody wants to know what's left for Wayne Ramsey this year. Anything, or just play it by ear as the days go?
Right now we're playing it by ear. I love to run all the big races, but it's all about dollars, as everybody well knows. I've been fighting that all year. And Revolution Race Tires, they come on board this weekend and help me out. I can't say how much I appreciate that. They're great guys. I can't, wouldn't be here without them doing that for me. So huge thanks to them. We're gonna play it by ear and see what else we can get and try to make another big race or two.
Here at Lee Pulliam, you had an awesome car here all weekend, all day long, and then what happened there towards the end of the race?
The battery went dead on it, man. I think I had the best turning car here. I could suck in a car length and a half, get on the gas before those guys. And when they got on the gas, it was just like they had 50 more horsepower. I mean, at the end of the race, it started skipping, coming off the corner, and man, what a heartbreaker. Just the guys had the best car here, and just not a lot to say. Just bad luck, Maybe we got it away this year, and maybe we can go win this thing next year. I wanted that clock so bad, but all in all, it was a good day. Not hardly a mark on the car. Got to thank everybody for racing smart, man. The leaders raced as smart as I've ever seen here in Martinsville, and man, it was a blast racing with those guys, but I don't know, the outside line, those guys weren't going in front of me, and they really cost me a couple spots at the end of that race. And I don't know, they were sleeping at the wheel when Philip took off, but oh well, we'll get them next time.
Here with Jamie Connell, come home 5th here today. Starting off this weekend, you weren't even sure you were going to race at all. How bad did you were sick earlier? How bad did it affect you at all this weekend driving?
A little bit in practice maybe, but we had some issues this morning. Yesterday was really good. It cleared up, but then this morning it didn't go away, and we doubled up on our medicine, and we were better there by the time the race started, and kind of having trouble hearing in one ear right now. Hopefully that's good. And we had a good day. Glad to get out of here with 5th, but disappointed we didn't win. But all you can do here, is put yourself in position. We felt like we did that. Missed a gear there. It's kind of funny. Timothy missed one and give us a spot, and we got to the bottom in the next restart. We started 5th, and I missed a gear, couldn't get it in, and Alex give spot back to him. But double file restarts, this weekend it's a lot of fun. Good race cars up front racing hard, but not wrecking one another. And it was a good race. There's a lot of good race cars here, and come out of here 5th, we're pretty happy, and we'll go to Myrtle Beach and try for a win there.
Yeah, you're a veteran here, and you've been known you're a very patient, smooth driver. Was this the same old Martinsville, or were people driving a lot better, or how could you bide your time a little more maybe?
Well, I think on the restarts today, everybody was just a little more careful on the first couple of 3 laps. They were racing hard, but everybody was kind of courteous to each other. It's got to make for good racing for the fans to watch. And, we just kind of hung out, did the best we could, and tried to take it easy on our car and get in position. But there at the end of the day, we just weren't quite good enough, but still had a good race car.
Alex Johnson come here in a brand new car, in a Hedgecock house car, come home 4th. How much were you biding your time there towards the end?
I don't know. We were going pretty hard there towards the end. We had a really good, solid race car all day. We just never could get the track position we needed. We were a lot better on short runs than we were longer runs, and we just never could get restarted on the inside there. We'd always lose what we made up or whatever, but we finally got up there toward the end, and like I said, come home 4th, and one piece, that's a successful day here at Martinsville.
Yeah, and that's why I was talking to your crew guys earlier just a little while ago, and they said you started last 4 or 5 restarts, you was on the outside, you had an even number every time.
Yeah, it made it tough on us, but you know, like I said, we had a really good race car, and it was good on the short run, so that kind of paid off there at the end.
Here's Matt McCall, finished 3rd. You had that green-white checker there. You started right behind Phil. If you could have done it over again, would you done anything different right there?
Nah, I mean, I'd want to be raced the way I race. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, this driver was off his game today. I mean, it sucks. Had a really good car, but Bad Head Racing, Draco Spring, Marlowe Racing Chassis, Jimmer Marine, Ranger Boats, and all those guys from Sandy Bottom. I mean, they're the reason why we're here, and we made a bunch of good adjustments. I mean, obviously the car was really good, but that's the story of this race. Got to be in the right place at the right time. Thanks, sir.
How much was you holding back there in the first 100 laps? Look, were you trying to go for the invert or just riding or what?
No, I mean, that was just being in the right position. So it's so much harder to pass the first run because everybody's, like, it seemed like the second half that everybody's tires had a little bit more advantage with more tires. But it's still been in the right place at the right time. I mean, it's very hard to pass, you know, without really killing somebody. So we'll take it.
Davin Sites here. You've had bad luck here in the past, like you just told them. You've got poles and whatnot. Come home here second. Like you really turned it on a lot there in that last 100 laps. Like you was holding back just a little to the end there.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. Well, you know, when he said 10 to go, I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Daggone, we gotta go, you know." And I mean, that was all I had there at the end. I was trying to, if I could chase them down, I wish if it would have went green, that'd been fine because I was, you know, just giving it all I had anyway. When the restart come out or the caution come out, I knew on the restart, man, this might be a shot to do it. And I don't know. I think our car liked the inside, but it liked a couple of laps to go. So I don't know. We keep getting closer and closer and making good adjustments each year. So maybe next year we'll make the right adjustment.
Yeah, you've got to be pleased because, like I said, you've had problems just, you know, getting on the end of this thing, and you come home second today. That's got to be that's a good feeling. I know you wanted to win, but it's got to feel good to make it to the end here.
Yeah, it does. It feels great to finish second. It really does. You know, we set poles and track records, and man, do we want to win bad, you know. But I got to thank my dad for helping me out. I want to thank Doug Howe, all my crew guys, volunteer guys, and Beard and Oil Company and Wayne Lumber Company, and all them people that helped me. I appreciate it.
All right, we're here with Davin Sites, who's getting ready to load up his car after a technical inspection tonight. Finished second place, but the record books won't show us. Tell us what happened, Davin.
Yeah, I just had an intake on it, and it's been on there for 13 or more years. I'd have to go back and see when we bought it, and that was one of our very first ones. They're saying from their intake, ours is different, and I felt the ports, and yeah, ours is different, but so is every port on that intake. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I guess they want us to buy a new one, and ours is an old one. I mean, and you know, if we buy a new one, the casting, I guess, will be the same and match their casting. But like I said, we've been racing that stuff. It's been checked at South Boston Motor Mile, and you know, whatever tools they had to check it before. So I guess now they've, you know, I guess they got a different way to check them. So I don't know. I mean, it's just whatever. It's just frustrating. It's just every time you turn around, you gotta buy something new and new parts on it, and you know, oh well, we'll put another intake on it and go to South Boston. I mean, it ain't. If that's what it is, I guess I just need to get an engine builder. You know, get somebody that builds them all the time where they can keep up on it. You know, our stuff, we try to do it ourselves and save money, but with this series you can't save money. I mean, they'll change a rule on shocks, so you better have some money if you want to run this series.
Okay, here was sponsor Alan Pickle from Clarence Steakhouse. Tell me about what does this mean to get the grandfather clock here for Clarence? It's, like I told Philip, this is one of the most famous cars in all of motorsports here.
Yeah, well, thanks for that. It means everything to us, to our family. You know, we've been involved so many years trying to win the main event on Sunday and get one of those clocks. And I just, to us, this is the greatest race in the world, and today it was our day.
Yeah, and what is it you've had? I mean, to start out, you had Paul Radford back in the modified. You've had Jeff Agnew, Johnny Rumley.
Yes.
The list of drivers is like it could be a Hall of Fame. How do y'all just keep putting together this list? I mean, you got national, three-time national champion Philip Morris in it now. It's just this thing just keeps rolling along.
Yeah, it just seems like we always are able to put things together to associate ourselves with good people and it just seems like it always clicks.
Yeah, and we're going to put the clock up there. Taylor, what's the best place to eat in Martinsville, Virginia?
Of course, Clarence's Steakhouse, right here in Ridgeway.
Here with Philip Morris here at Martinsville. Took home the victory day. First of all, just tell me about that drive today.
I wish I could tell you I had some great strategy and that we had played everything out according to plan. Nothing went to plan today. I've been doing interviews with you all weekend, and it seemed like we had our act together. We practiced well. We qualified okay, and thought we had a plan for the race. Well, it turns out we didn't have a plan at all. We just went out there and just ran as hard as we could. It ended up being all the guys that we were thinking it was going to be at the end, Matt McCall and Lee Pulliam and Davin Seitz. All the good drivers were up there, and we knew there was going to be some bumping and tank slapping, and there was, my exhaust pipe was mashed shut there at one time just racing with Lee Pulliam. But I think the fans got to see some great racing, and if we hadn't had every bit of that, it wouldn't be as great a victory for us. So I'm just thankful to have made it to victory lane. Any one of those guys deserve it as much as I do, but I'm just thankful we got it.
Yeah, and this car's been good ever since you unloaded here. People's, your name comes up. You're the guy to beat here. Pulliam's been really good here, and y'all raced side by side for a long time. What was your mindset when he got up beside you? Because he looked like you simply said, "I'm not having that," and y'all raced hard there.
I thought he simply said, "I'm not having that," because he was on the outside and he chose to race me that hard for, it seemed like, a lifetime. 20 laps it seemed like. And I can only imagine that he was just over there like a thoroughbred, just nostrils flaring, not giving up. And that's, he's a young athletic guy, and I wouldn't expect anything less, and I knew I was just going to have to tough it out. And it turned out good, except when we got to the restart right after that, which made all that for naught. And I wish I could tell you that we fell back as a strategy, but we fell back too far. I mean, we missed the shift, and everybody, we had them going around us 3 and 4 wide, and I thought, even then, I was like, well, maybe this ain't such a bad thing until they did the invert and we were back in 7th. And, man, I think it was just our day. I mean, to come back from 7th here at Martinsville is a tough thing to do. I mean, starting on the front row is really what you need to do to win this race, and that's a good strategy. So I think we did a poor job on strategy, but we did a better job just humbling ourselves and keeping it real.
Yeah, and it looked like that's what you were thinking too. After the invert, you got up on the wheel hard and made sure it looked like you knew your car was good. You needed to be up in clean air and be in the front.
Yeah, I think clean air was important, and I was trying my best to try to, as we passed cars, to make sure I did odd passes. As soon as I got past 6th place, I was in a real big hurry to get to 5th, so that if a caution came out, I could start on the inside. And the same way when I got to 4th, I hurried up and got to 3rd. So that in case there was a caution, we could be the inside. And then when you get to the front row, you basically have as good a shot as anybody. And we saw that outside lane take the lead a couple times today, so I think it was important. But I really enjoyed racing Matt McCall. He's a tough driver. I'd have to say he's tougher. I haven't got to race him much, but I'd say he's probably one of the toughest guys. And there at the end, he gave me a shot in the back, and I didn't expect anything less. I mean, it's Martinsville. I mean, so his mom was gonna get a shot if she was in front of him, and but it turned out to be what I needed to win the race, because we went in that corner kind of side by side with Davin, and that little shot right there shoved me right out in front of Davin, kind of sideways, lined me up for the straightaway, and then when I gassed up with that Kowalski Dodge, it was like it felt like I had 3 car length lead then after that.
Yeah, and tell me about you've won this race before, but come here you got Clarence's Steakhouse, one of the most famous cars in all of auto racing across the U.S. And they've won modified race here, but this is the first time they've took the victory home in the big late model race.
Yeah, and they've not because they didn't have better drivers than me. It just didn't, things didn't turn out in their favor. They've had guys that lead this race all the way till the very end and have a flat tire. So I'm humbled in the fact that I was the one to be able to win them the clock, and we're going to deliver that thing over to Clarence's Steakhouse here shortly. And Clarence probably have a heart attack, but well, I know CPR.
and when you pulled in victory line, you're a veteran, you're reserved. You've won a lot of races, but like this one really got to you. You actually jumped on the car and jumped into the crew. I don't think they were expecting that.
I've never done that. I don't do burnouts, and I think that showed up today. Didn't know how to do too good a burnout, but I was just so excited to win this race, and my crew, I think I might have landed on somebody's head or something, but yeah, I don't tear up equipment either, but it was just overwhelming for me to be able to win this race, and I think that showed up a little bit in victory lane.